guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with my July TBR. I will start off by saying my June TBR pretty much went out the window. If you watched anything that I posted in the month of June, I was just annoyed with everything I wanted to read and everything on my TBR, everything traditionally published, so I threw it all out the window and read whatever I wanted to read, and that consisted a lot of mafia romances, of indie romances, and so I am doing a kind of different TBR today because I have a lot that I'm going to share with you that are digital. So I'm going to share some audiobooks that I have and what's in my Kindle Unlimited TBR that I have checked out that I really want to read this month, which I normally don't do. I usually just share physical books for my TBR, but I don't want to read published books, like traditionally published books, because they're just like not hitting the spot for me. And I've been reading some more. Like at the end of the month I read a couple and I was just like, these are not good. I mean, they're fine. They're like 3-star reads. Nothing's exciting. I'm bored. But give me those KE romances and I eat them up. So I'm going to go ahead and get to some of them. Some of them I'm carrying over from last month, but I will share what I want to read in July. I am going on vacation in July. I don't even know what I'm going to do for that. I'm probably going to pack like 2-3 paperbacks in my Kindle, so I'll probably read some of these. But I do have my nonfiction. I did not get to read my nonfiction in June. I've been so good. I did first 5 months. I read one nonfiction book a month, but I did not get to Just Mercy this month, so I'm going to be bumping this to July. But now I have to read 2 nonfictions in July in order to reach my goal of reading one a month, so I still want to get to 12 by the end of the year. I need to read Just Mercy, but then I think I'm going to also read The Third Pole, which is a new Everest book, and I think it focuses a lot on George Mallory, who was one of the first men maybe to reach the top. He ended up dying trying to reach the top, and they don't know if he actually reached it or not, but technically like you have to come back down for it to count, I think. I don't know. I know they found George Mallory's body, but it's just gonna be very interesting. It says mystery, obsession, and death on Mount Everest. So I am really intrigued by Mount Everest. I would never ever climb that mountain, and I don't know why people do, and I'm fascinated with why people climb it. So I want to read this book as well. A couple others that were on my TBR for last month. I definitely want to get to Ransom this month. I know I've been saying that. This has been on my TBR for a while, but this is the sequel to The Secret. It's the side characters from The Secret. I really want to read this. Highlander romance. I just need to read this. It's because it's long that I've been putting it off, but I also really want to read Neon Gods by Katie Robert. This one's Haiti and Persephone retelling. I've seen so many amazing things about this, so this is definitely at the top of my TBR. I want to get to this. I might be doing a mythology retelling vlog, so I want to read this, and I really would like to get to Song of Achilles too, because I've heard this is amazing as well, and everybody's been talking about it everywhere. I think TikTok's brought it back into being popular, and it came out a long time ago, right? Like 2012, yeah. So it's been almost 10 years since this book came out. I never read it, but I know everyone's loving it, so I hope to read that one this month as well. And then our book club pick for Historical Hellions is going to be Flowers from the Storm by Laura Kinsale. I'm very excited about this. I think our hero gets into an accident and loses some of his like brain function, I think. Possibly, I don't know. And so it says there's a shocking tragedy that's condemned him to a world of shadows and madness, and there's an innocent beauty of modest birth and simple faith who has like come. So I think it's going to be a love interest. But this is ours for Historical Hellions. Keep an eye out on our Instagram for our announcement when our live show is. Then I have 2 books that I've gotten recently that I want to read. The first one is Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. My sister actually started this and said it was like impossible for her to get into. She really couldn't get past like the first chapter, so she put it down, but I got it when Target was having their sale, the buy 2 get 1 free, so buy 3 for the price of 2, and I want to read it. It's fantasy. I don't know anything else about the plot though. I don't want to know too much about the plot. She would know the world of vengeful gods and monsters and the lengths one would go for love. So I love a good fantasy romance. I'm trying to find more adult fantasy romances, so I'm excited to read that. And then we have XOXO by Axio. This one actually comes out in July, so I want to read this as soon as possible after the Historical Romance Readathon. This one, our heroine is a cello player, and so she gets into this really prestigious school in South Korea, and she actually meets a boy before she leaves at her uncle's karaoke bar in LA, and they hit it off. He ends up being at the same school, and he's a K-pop star, but it's a rule of the band that he can't date. So I'm really excited for this one. Alright, so I do know I got the audiobook of the 3rd book by Tate James in the Madison Kate series. My library finally got the audio in, so I'm going to listen to that. I'm very excited for that one. Alright, so now I'm going to pull up my Kindle Unlimited library and see. There's a couple books I really want to read. So one of them is Can't Catch Me by Alexandra Warren. This one's a football romance, and I was listening to a lot of Alexandra Warren's books on audio, but I think I got through all of them that my library had, and this one says that it's her former best friend, and she's returning to her hometown. So he is a linebacker for his hometown Houston Skyhawks, and they have a romance. I love a good sports romance. I really like Alexandra Warren's writing, so this one looks really good. I'm excited for that. Also, Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. Charles messaged me and said I had to read it, and then Lacey also just read it and she really liked it. I think it's a very dark romance, but I'm in the mood for that. So I don't know if he's a monster. Oh, it says paranormal, so I think he's a monster. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Blame Charles if I have an experience that I didn't want. But another paranormal is Four Psychos by Christy Cunning. This is the book that is by St. Abby. That's one of her pen names, and someone did write in one of my videos that they don't think I would like it, but I'm gonna read it anyway. I'm pretty sure she's a ghost and there's 4 guys and it's reverse harem. I'm just going out of my comfort zone, reading whatever sounds interesting to me, so this one's going to be on my TBR as well. Oh, I do want to read book 3 and the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. I don't know even whose book it is. I haven't even taken it out on KU yet, but I definitely want to read that one. I want to make my way through Sophie Lark's books, so this is definitely one that I want to read. I also want to read, there's just going to be reverse harems on this TBR. Like, who am I? Diver's Heart by K.A. Knight. I don't think Lacey really loved this one, but it takes place like in water, right? So she's 24 and she's a world-class diver and explorer, and it says that her newest job collides with her past. So she has to work together with the guy that she knew when she was 17 and fell in love with him in the summer. So I thought this one was reverse harem. Maybe it's not. I thought it was. Oh, okay, it is. It doesn't say anywhere on Amazon that it's reverse harem, but the reviews say it is. But I'm really interested to read this one as well. I think Riley also hauled this one in her ebook haul that she did, like the Come Shopping With Me. I really want to read J. Bree, so I do have All Hail downloaded. And this one, the first line of the synopsis says, "The death of my serial killer father was supposed to free me." Is this another reverse harem? And what am I doing? I think this is another reverse harem. I'm just getting into it. I mean, Tate James converted me into a reverse harem fan, so the synopses never say if it is or not. I guess she was kidnapped before. I don't know. This synopsis is pretty vague, but I've heard really good things about J. Bree, so I decided to download that one as well, and I want to read it. I also want to read Run, Posey, Run by Kate C. Wells. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Kate C. Wells around, so this one, Mafia. It said that he's a psychopath. Oh, it is Mafia. Okay, so I'm excited to read this one. I would also really love to read Ghost. I think that's not the second one, by A. Zavarelli. It's Reaper. So Reaper's book 2 and Ghost is book 3 in the Boston Underworld Mafia series by A. Zavarelli. I loved Crow, so I really want to read these 2 books as well. So I'll go ahead and tack those on to my TBR. I'm just reading like a ton of indie dark romances. I'm so in the mood for mafia romances. I would also really love to get into The Rebel. Nope, it's not The Rebel. The Heir by Sophie Lark. I always get series names mixed up, but this is her Kingmaker series, which is a spinoff of the Brutal Birthright series. I want to at least read book 3 in the Brutal Birthright before I read the Kingmaker series, but I'd love to get to the first book of that series. I also really want to read Filthy Rich by, it's probably not that because I'm getting every title wrong, Serena Ackroyd. I want to read book 2 in her series, the Filthy Fecker series, or the 5 Point Mobs Collector series. This one is mafia romance as well. She sent me the whole set of her paperbacks of the series. I was really excited for that, so I'm really excited to read book 2 in the series. I don't know who the characters are that it follows, but I've heard that like books 2, 3, and 4 are people's favorites because I didn't love book 1, but I have high hopes for the rest of them. When Villains Rise by Gianna Darling also comes out in March. When Villains Rise also comes out by Gianna Darling in July, so I'm definitely going to read that. That's book 2 to that series, and I'm super excited for it. I would also love to read her other Evolutions of Sin series because I want to do my guide for her, so I don't know if I'll get to that this month or not, but I really would love to read that as well. I also have J.R. Ward's new book, Lover Unveiled, on audio that finally came in. I've had that on reserve for like 2 months, so I would love to read that. I also have Shipwrecked by Karina Halley, which I think is a like Stranded on an Island romance, and it's supposed to be like a lot of fun, and I have that on audio as well, so I would love to read that. I think that's it. I'm not gonna do any challenges. I still haven't read any of the books from the challenges I picked last month either, because I told you I just like threw my TBR out the window because I just was not having fun reading, and I was like, I need to have fun reading. So I would love to read the Jennifer L. Armentrout book that I had picked, and I don't even remember what that second book was that I picked. Oh, I picked a historical, but it was traditionally published historical, the like Society, Lady Wisteria Society, so I was just not in the mood to read that after trying out a different historical from the same publisher. I just could not get into that audiobook, so I was just dreading picking that book up, so I didn't. So we'll see how this TBR goes. It's a lot different than what I normally do because I never tell you guys like the ebooks and the audiobooks I'm picking up. I only usually stick with physical, but I want to read these. So that is my TBR for the month. Let me know what you plan on reading. Let me know if you've read any of these and if you think I'll like them, especially the like dark ones, the reverse harems. Someone was like, you're not gonna like it, but I'm like, but Lacey loved it and I want to like it too. And she like flew through the series and it sounds fun. She's a ghost. I love ghost stories. So like romances, not like ghost stories. Those are scary. Ghost romances are fun. So we'll see if I like it, but that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.